Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news all right, folks. Let's get into what could be a game-changing move for the Washington Commanders and one of the most talked-about rumors floating around the NFL right now. This isn't just some idle speculation. There's real smoke behind the fire. And if it comes to fruition, it might reshape the entire NFC East and redefine Washington's defensive identity as they push towards Super Bowl contention again. So buckle up, because what's being whispered among insiders could be one of the most significant trades of the upcoming offseason. Now, the buzz centers around Sauce Gardner, the Jets' lockdown cornerback, and the possibility of him landing in Washington. Yes, you heard that right. Reports suggest that the Commanders are in serious discussions with the Jets about trading for Gardner. The proposed deal would involve Washington sending a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft along with a fifth-round pick in 2027. It's a bold move, but one that would instantly elevate Washington's secondary from an average group to a true shutdown unit. So why would the Jets consider parting ways with Gardner, especially after just 2 seasons? Well, here's the thing. The Jets are currently in rebuild mode, and they're facing a tough start to 2025, sitting at 0-3. Their defense has been leaking points, allowing an alarming 31 points per game, and they are strapped for cap space after signing Aaron Rodgers. With roughly $10 million in cap space remaining, they need to make strategic moves to rebuild their roster, especially focusing on their offensive line and quarterback position. They're also desperate for draft capital to develop their young core, especially on the line, which is allowing 4-5 sacks per game. Trading away a top-tier corner like Gardner makes sense in their rebuild plans, especially if they can get a premium pick in return. For the Commanders, on the other hand, this is a no-brainer. They currently have about $25 million in cap space, which gives them flexibility to make moves. Acquiring Gardner would be a huge boost for their secondary, which has been solid but not quite elite. Benjamin St-Juste, their current corner, has been serviceable with a PFF grade of 74.6 and a modest EPA target of around 0.12. But Gardner's stats are a different league altogether. He's a true shutdown corner, allowing only 48% completion when targeted and boasting a PFF overall grade of 93.5. Since 2022, Gardner has been a lockdown presence, making 4 interceptions, breaking up 38 passes, and leading the league in man coverage win rate at 82%. He's in his mid-20s, showing no signs of injuries this season, and his yards allowed per target sit at a tidy 4.8 yards, with an EPA per target of -0.25, the kind of numbers that can transform a defense into an absolute fortress. And that's where it gets even more interesting. The idea is that Gardner would anchor a secondary that's already improving, but needs that extra edge to become truly elite. Imagine him paired with the likes of Kendall Fuller and the emerging talent of Emmanuel Forbes. With a front seven that's already disrupting plays with pressure, adding a player like Gardner could turn the Commanders into one of the league's most feared defenses. It's not just about limiting big plays. Gardner's presence would force quarterbacks to think twice before throwing in his direction, which in turn would lead to more turnovers and explosive plays for Washington's offense. Now, let's talk about the potential impact on the team's overall outlook. Right now, the Commanders are sitting at 2-1, showing promise, but still needing that extra splash to push them over the top. Adding Gardner, a player expected to generate around 7 interceptions this season and reduce opponents' EPA pass by 20%, could be the difference maker in close games. It's no exaggeration to say that this move would transform Washington into a legitimate contender. Their pass defense would become a nightmare for opposing offenses. Plus, with the added pressure from their front, Gardner's ability to shut down top receivers would become even more impactful. From a strategic standpoint, this trade signals a clear shift towards building a defense that can carry the team deep into the playoffs. Gardner's presence would be similar to what Jalen Ramsey brought to the Rams in 2019, adding a veteran shutdown corner who can lock down the best receivers and allow the rest of the defense to play more aggressively. The Seahawks, Eagles, and 49ers all have elite cornerbacks, and if Washington manages to land Gardner, they would be joining that elite group. The odds of making a Super Bowl run would skyrocket, especially considering the current playoff models, which suggest that with Gardner, the Commanders' chances of winning the championship could increase by roughly 16%. Of course, the Jets are betting on their rebuild, and they're willing to part with a good player if it means acquiring future assets they badly need. Their rebuild is focused on retooling their offensive line, which is allowing too many sacks, and developing their young quarterbacks with the hope of finding a franchise signal caller soon. Gardner, with his $99 million contract over 4 years, is a valuable piece, but in a rebuilding scenario, cap space and draft picks are more valuable at this stage. Plus, with a defense ranked 27th in EPA stop at 0-13, the Jets know they need to shake things up, and trading Gardner could be a step in that direction. For Washington, this isn't just about adding a star player, it's about making a statement. It's about saying, we're here to contend and we're willing to do what it takes. The secondary would instantly become one of the best in the league, and with a pass rush that's already decent, the entire defense would gain a new level of confidence and dominance. If this move happens, the NFC East will have a new kingpin, and the other teams will be playing catch-up for years to come. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this potential trade also highlights how the NFL is shifting towards more aggressive, defense-oriented strategies. In a league where offenses are becoming increasingly sophisticated, having a lockdown corner like Gardner can be the ultimate equalizer. His ability to disrupt passing lanes and shut down top receivers makes him a game-changer. Many analysts compare him to Revis, but with even more playmaking ability. If Washington pulls this off, they could be setting a new standard for defensive excellence in the NFC East and beyond. So, what does this mean for the upcoming matches and the rest of the season? Well, if Gardner joins the Commanders, expect a noticeable uptick in their ability to contain high-powered offenses. This could turn some close losses into wins, especially against division rivals like the Eagles and Cowboys, who rely heavily on their passing games. It also opens up more opportunities for turnovers, which are crucial in tight playoff games. The secondary, with Gardner in the fold, would be a nightmare for quarterbacks, forcing them to be more cautious, leading to mistakes Washington's defense can capitalize on. To wrap this up, this is a story that's still developing, but the signs point toward a significant shakeup. The combination of the Commanders' desire to bolster their defense and the Jets' rebuild ambitions makes this an intriguing possibility. If Washington manages to land Sauce Gardner, it would be a statement move, a signal to the NFC and the rest of the league that they're serious about contending sooner rather than later. The NFL, as always, is unpredictable, but one thing is clear: Washington's defense could soon be the envy of the league, and fans should be excited about what's coming next. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe the Commanders can pull off this blockbuster trade? Would Sauce Gardner be the perfect piece to complete their defense and push them into Super Bowl contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. This is just the beginning, the best is yet to come, and with a move like this, the NFC East might never be the same.